Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to do 5 unique card controls so you can add to your library right away, with a little bit of practice. Pop quiz. What does Larry Jennings, Ed Marlowe, Di Vernon, Harvey Rosenthal, and Paul Harris have in common? Here's the answer. They all made awesome card controls. Alright, so control number 1, here we go. We just need a card selected. Just remember that card there, the 4 of hearts, goes right back there towards the bottom. Just a little move, it jumps right to the top. Alright, so this is the Open Control by Larry Jennings from his book, The Classic Magic of Larry Jennings. And this is how you do it. So you spread through and you have a card selected, and you want to up jog it like this, but as you do that, you align the card directly above it with it like this. So that card is aligned on the side there with that card. Now what you're going to do is, as you bring the card up to show it, you just add both of these cards as a unit on top of this packet here like this. So you do this, remember that card, and this is the real situation. That card is just covering that selection like that. So you show it, remember the card, the King of Spades. As you push that in, you turn your hand down and push that card over immediately and put it somewhere near the bottom, put those on top, and you have your card control. Alright, so control number 2, we need a card. We'll just use the 9 of diamonds. Gets lost back somewhere roughly around the middle with a couple cuts. We can control it back to the top. Alright, so this is a really fun one. It's called the Jog Jog control by Ed Marlowe out of the book Card Finesse. Now this is how you do it. So you take a card and you want to get it to a position where it's angle jogged in the deck like this. So you just get your angle jog like that. Anyway, you know how, but here's a really good way to do it. It's by Bill Simon from the book Effective Card Magic, and it's so clean. You put the card in about the middle, side jog like this, and what you do, you start from the back, and with your thumb, you just push it in like this, and square the side like this. And what's happened is it automatically gets angle jog like that. So the cool thing about doing it this way is that you're already in position to do a fan, and you're going to do the fan with your index finger as opposed to your thumb like normal. So you just do it with your index finger like that, and you'll see that you have the card sticking out roughly, and it's actually the selection. So when you close it, here's what's going to happen. You can actually see that card there, angle jogged in the front. So what you do is you put your thumb on top of it like this to hide it, and this also serves a purpose. You tilt the deck over and let these cards on top of the selection fall into your hand like this. It'll happen naturally with gravity, and you just revolve them over 180 degrees like that. Then you do the same thing with another packet, cutting like a Charlotte cut. And so right now the selection is right there. So at this point you just put these on the bottom in that same action and then turn all the cards over. Alright, so check this out. We get a card selected. In this case we'll just use the 10 of hearts, and it gets lost back somewhere in the middle, right about there. And by doing a dribble, I can actually control the cards to the top of the deck. I'll do it again. It gets lost right about there. Dribble the cards, gets controlled to the top. Alright, so this is Di Vernon's interlock principle. It's sort of sprinkled throughout the literature, but the first place I learned it was from the Larry Jennings book. It was used in a different effect, but we're going to be using it as a card control here. So what you do is you get a break above the bottom card with a pinky pull down, just like that. Then you transfer the deck to middle grip, transferring that break to a thumb break. Then what you do is you start cutting cards into your hand like this and wait for a spectator to say stop, or you can just stop somewhere if you're doing it for your camera. And then you push a card forward like this, and then when you go up to show it, you drop that card on top like that. And then at the same moment you move the whole packet forward, aligning it with the selection like that. So it looks like that card is the bottom card of the upper packet, but really is just second from top of the lower packet. So the illusion is you take the packet off and then slide the bottom card off, which they think is the selection. What really happens is, because that cover card is there, what you do is you take this entire packet, move it forward, and then once you do that, you take your index finger and push that card in like that. But from above, with that cover packet, you can't see anything. That gets pushed in flush, and then at the same moment you slide that bottom card out, which is an X card they think is the selection, and you put it on top there and put the rest of the cards on top like that. And then right now the situation is that the selection is the second from top. So you push that X card in, and then you can do whatever you want at this point. Do a double lift, and then do your trick. Alright, so check this out. We need the card selected. We'll just use the 10 of spades in this case, and it gets lost back somewhere in the middle, right about there. and just a little squeeze, I can actually get that card to pop out. Okay, so this is called the Reverse Glide by Harvey Rosenthal from the book Expert Card Mysteries. So here's what you do. You have a card selected by dribbling in the cards, and when they say stop or you can stop, you turn your hand over like this to show the card. Now what you're going to do is get a break under the top card of this packet. And to hide that, you do Diver's Backbreaker move, which you just tilt the hand towards yourself, and with your thumb you sort of just push over slightly the card on the corner like this, and you can easily get a break that way, and it's completely hidden from there, from this position. So you point at it, getting the break using that backbreaker move like this. That's completely hidden by pointing at it, and then as you come back, that card coalesces with the card above the break like this. You immediately push everything to the side like this, and what's going to appear to happen is you take that selection, but really it's just the card you added onto it, like this, and then you put it there and add these cards at the top, and then you have your card on the bottom. To produce it, what I did is J.K. Hartman's pop-out move, and what that is, you probably know it, but I'll teach it anyway. You sort of do like the Kelly bottom placement like this, to just push over the card with your fingers, sort of like that to pop the card off, and then from behind, you contact the card with your fingers above like this, and then you just sort of pop it out like that. But in fast motion, it looks pretty good actually. Just like that. Do me a favor and say stop. Stop! Remember that card. Alright, it gets lost back somewhere in the middle of the deck. And it's on top. Thank you very much. Alright, so this is called Flip, Flop, Plop by Paul Harris. It's a fun name and a fun control. It's one of my favorites. So what you do is you have a card selected, and what you want to do really is you lift up maybe about a fourth of the deck, and you plop this entire packet into your hand like this. And from here, they put the card back on this portion. Let's say it's the 5 of spades, or I'm sorry, the 5 of diamonds. And then you come back and you grip everything like this, and then you start the flip, flop, plop, and then you start the flip, flop, plop procedure. So it's sort of like a Monty throw action. So you throw that on, and then you break about half of those, and then you plop those on, and then you throw the rest back on. And then fast motion, it's really deceptive, and the card is controlled at the top. Alright, so I hope you learned something new from this video, and if you did, consider subscribing. And until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.